One of my favorite suspense that's an old time radio show called Suspense has an episode called The Merry Widower. And that's one of my favorite episodes. And part of the reason it is my favorite is its ambiguity. The hero, or anti-hero, rather, is named George Munsey part of the time, and then he goes by Daniel Prince another part of the time. Okay, and the ambiguity is he tells us at one point that the story told in this opera or ballet is his story, that he is the deposed prince or son of a deposed prince of a tiny European principality. He is Prince Danilo. Okay, but the time isn't ripe yet for him to return to his principality and retake his station as the ruler. So he must, for a time, keep it as his secret, and continue as George Munsey. Now, George Munsey is married to a woman named Ethel who's kind of frustrated and somewhat nagging because they are impoverished and barely getting by. So, there's a question there. Is he like Walter Mitty, just fantasizing or hallucinating that he's a prince of a tiny European principality, or is he actually a prince who has taken on the identity of an ordinary person and is just biding his time until he can get enough support to become, to go back and become the leader of the tiny principality. Okay, so to try to find out, what we're meant to think, I thought it would be helpful to go to the original source, because this episode is based on a short story by Roy Vickers called The Rubber Trumpet. So I listened in audio or read on audio the original story. And in the original story, there is no ambiguity. George Munsey is a working class Englishman who identifies with the character of Prince Danilo and fantasizes that he is Prince Danilo and wishes he was Prince Danilo, but he is not Prince Danilo. Okay, there's no question in the original story of his actually being Prince Danilo. So I took from that it's in the episode. It is actually, we're probably meant to believe that it is a hallucination, and there are also other. There are, in fact, a couple of times when insanity is mentioned, and it's mentioned in a kind of ironic thing. Ethel says, "Are you crazy?" And another time, George himself says, "So-and-so was as sane as you and I." And that's kind of a clue that, George is not sane. But anyway, I just thought I'd share my thoughts about that. I thought it was very interesting how the delusion is dealt with in The Merry Widower, which is one of the more, interesting and ambiguous suspense episodes. And anybody who follows me knows that I am a really big fan of old time radio.